Is there ever going to be a stream again where I'm ready at the beginning of the stream? Apparently that's out the window now. Hello everyone, my name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti! And this is your Friday, 5-inch Friday Patreon stream. Congratulations. You're here. You guys are terrific. Here's a shirt for the day. That's what the cones used to look like when I would be leaving grid for my run in Autocross land back before FPV. In the chat, AthixFPV, Alpha Sloth, DJ CJX, CMYKFPV is in the house. He says, "What's up, homie?" Thank God it's Friday. DQ rather. Drone Pilot, Riot 9, Mr. Z, ImpFPV, Kathy McKibben, Mellow Fox, FPV Trucker, Green RC24, License to Drive, and I think that's everybody. We got CMYK saying hey, Drone Pilot saying hey, Kathy McKibben says, AK Flyer stuck in Texas says, huge shout out to CiottiFPV for all he does, and do you prefer the taste of silver or copper? Ugh, neither. You're going to find that stuff in places it shouldn't be. What? Why? FPV Trucker says, what's cracking, people? DJ says, yo, what's up? Sorry I missed yesterday. No worries, brother. Just watch the repeat if you... I mean, what did we do yesterday? We did some cool stuff yesterday. Yeah, watch the repeat, brother. Mellow Fox saying, your Stables flight was on fire. Thanks, man. That's super cool of you to say. And then KVFPV says, how's it going? Can you guys believe that was a session 4? Isn't that kind of nuts? That, I mean, that rig, all up, that's $400, top to bottom. HD cam, the whole rig, $400. Wow, you could build 3.5 of those for what the FPV system costs. Although the FPV system does come with the goggles. But yeah, $400 top to bottom with the HD cam. Pretty dope. I'm gonna call you OG rather than massacring your name. What's up to you, OG? Hey, so first, I'm not quite finished with a Fiverr editing job. I do offer video editing over Fiverr. I am about to raise the prices. So yeah, a bunch of you guys have been interested in the editing side of things. So I'll show you a little bit more editing here before we dive into 5-inch land. But we've also got a little bit of... In the mail today was the QAVR S micro or mini 4-inch. Huge shout out to FPV Crate for sending this over. I had the I got the 3-inch version out of one of their boxes, December maybe? I think it was the December box. Had the 3-inch version, and we talked about it, and I explained to you guys that for 3-inch, it was a little bit too heavy in my opinion. It was great for 3-inch if you were going to do DJI, but I'm not on digital yet, so for me it didn't really make much sense. Basically, here's what happens, right? Let me grab the ripsqueak to show you. So if you're going to build a 3-inch analog rig, there's really no reason to have more body than this, because you can put your entire stack in one 20x20 location in the middle, you put your camera up front, and then you put your tiny little VTX and receiver in the back. And you have a nice little compact package that you can build these things out to be about 200 to 210 grams with a 4S 450 or a 4S 550, even with onboard RunCam hybrid. Let's see if I can get the light to catch it. You guys have seen this rig before. And with 3-inch propellers, 200 to 210 grams all up is as close as I've gotten to and with these Brother Hobby 1504.5s, this is the closest I've ever been able to build to a to something that emulates the way that a 5-inch rig flies. The ratio of the prop size to the all-up weight is on this rig at like 200-ish grams all up, yeah, is as similar as I've ever been able to build, and I've done a shitload of micro builds over the years, to a 5-inch rig. So for me, this is what I want to build for 3-inch rigs, because my whole sort of ethos of micros is try to get them to fly as close to 5-inch rigs as possible, so that I don't wreck my my muscle memory every single time I fly them. I want to have all of my rigs fly as similar as possible, so that basically every single time I fly a different rig, I don't have to relearn it, and then when I go back to 5-inch, I have to relearn that, right? So what I talked about with this frame, the QAVS Mini frame on 3-inch, is that it was a little bit heavy, and the reason that it's heavy is because it has a rear 20x20 slot for DJI. So for all of you digital guys, this is a great frame. but I'm not a digital guy, I'm an analog guy. So for me, I became interested in this with putting a Tarsier in it. The Runcam Hybrid is too tall to fit in the front here. You need to run 28 millimeter standoffs, and I think these are 25s. Let me check. Yeah, these are 25 millimeter standoffs in the front, so you can't really clear a Runcam Hybrid on this, but a Caddx Tarsier will fit perfectly in here. So that's the plan for this. Yeah, so that's the plan for this thing on 4-inch props with the Dead Cat. And what's interesting about the Dead Cat is I think this is basically going to be an attempt at like a 4-inch sort of cinematic style frame. With these front arms wide like this, there shouldn't be any props in view, which should be kind of interesting. This thing with the 3-inch arms, which are like regular Squished X or True X or whatever the hell they are, they're swung forward quite a bit, and there's going to be a bunch of prop in view of the Caddx Tarsier, and that's not really like a cinema rig in my opinion. So yeah, very cool of FPV Crate to send this over. If you find yourself doing an order on FPV Crate, either signing up for the boxes, or they've got a ton of stuff, and they've got really good prices on stuff because they buy things in big quantities. So they've got a lot of the same stuff as Get FPV, but they have it a lot cheaper. If you find yourself doing an order over on FPV Crate, I do have an affiliate link over at CiottiFPV.com. There are a ton of affiliate links over there. If you find yourself doing an order on FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God's website, FPV Crate, Banggood, Camera Butter, or AliExpress, all you got to do is click my affiliate link before you check out, and I'll get free money, between 1 and 6% of your order. You can still use coupon codes, you can still do all the things, but yeah, if you hit my affiliate link, I'll get some free money, and then I'll piss it away on more FPV stuff to do testing for you guys. Also, I've got a link to my Patreon page. I keep forgetting to mention, when we have a good live stream with like a lot of good audio, right? Like, so Sim Sundays, I don't really do this because it's just like, oh, you bastard, oh, you shot me, oh, we're chasing each other. But like, when there's a good live stream with good audio and we're talking about good stuff and answering good questions, over on the Patreon page, the next day, I'm making an audio version of it so that you guys can just listen to it directly through the Patreon application as audio only. So there's another little perk of paying 10 whole cents a day by joining my Patreon. Also, you're going to get access to my Discord channel. You're going to get daily notifications over on Discord because I do stream every single day for patrons. This is a Patreon stream. You're also going to get daily emails when I'm going to be doing my daily streams through Patreon. There's a ton of really good tech articles taking sort of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt out of tuning, filters, how to troubleshoot motor heat, troubleshoot vibrations, all kinds of really good stuff over there for $3 whole a month. You can do it. I know you can. And we're about to hit, I mean, we're not about to hit, but we're coming closer to hitting 200 patrons. And when we hit 200 patrons, I'm going to do a giveaway for an entire build with my tune, with some really good parts on it. And yeah, so that'll be pretty cool. Also over here on CiottiFPV.com, I got links to all my social nonsense. Over on Etsy, I've got a whole bunch of really cool stickers. Come on, look at this. I haven't shown the stickers in a while. So let me just be a turbo shill here for a minute. We've got Clam Man. He says never give up. We got little logo stickers for your goggles. We got some nut grabber stickers. We got some big logo stickers, some holographic stickers. Ooh, look at that one. Look how holographic that one is. 80s style there. We got some collective stickers. These might actually be sold out. Don't quote me on that. Magnets. You can stick these on the inside of your trunk lid so that when you open your trunk lid to fly, you're showing some support. And then some more little goggle stickers. So yeah, some really cool stuff. And then some super random hardware like M2x5 screws. Random hardware that you probably don't have and at some point you might need. I have lots of extras, so I've put a bunch of hardware up there. Over on Fiverr, let me work for you. We're about to see some Fiverr work, some video editing. I'm also doing helping you get your rigs tuned, helping you spec out your builds so that you buy the right parts so that they don't explode and waste 40, 50, 60 bucks. And flight instruction. If you want to fly better and you watch my flight footage and you know, you like the way that I fly, I can help you out. I spent about 10 years as a high-performance driving instructor at Autocross and track days, and I just fell in love with helping people go faster, safer, have more fun. That's a dead fly. How did you die, fly? Oh, that's the fly that I smacked. I didn't think I got him. In the garbage can you go, little friend. There was a fly floating around, and I did one of these, and I looked in my hands, and there was nothing in my hands, but I didn't think I got him, but I got him. Ninja shit. Look at this. This is the GoPro Session Hot Wheels, but I've got this really cool light that I've been dying to do some light painting with on the quads. And for some strange reason, I put it on the little Hot Wheels. And then there's some t-shirts over there as well. Link to FPV Exchange, and then here's your BattleBots info down in the bottom here. Ooh, link to FPV Therapy too. Get on over there and share some stuff, and we'll all feel better together. What do you think of that? So yeah, some cool stuff going on. Let me get caught up on the chat, and then we will dive into this edit for a minute and get that kind of wrapped up, and then we'll start tearing down the Moongoat and putting it into the Prototype 5 frame. Or, I mean, if you guys have if nobody in the chat has any interest in seeing me do a little bit of editing, I guess I can just go directly to the 5-inch rig. But I'm at a point with the editing where I've chopped out all the nonsense and I'm about to like assemble the clips, and that's kind of the most fun part because it allows you guys to see how I sort of sync up the end of one clip with the beginning of another so that there's some sort of flow to it. And I get a good amount of messages saying like, hey, do more of that. Like, that's super helpful. When I show you guys editing, I'm not showing you like the technical side of it, like click here for this, click there for that, because there's a million different editing programs. There's DaVinci Resolve, there's Premiere, there's iMovie, there's all the Windows programs. So it doesn't really make much sense for me to do that, but that's really not the heart of editing. The heart of editing is where you chop the shit up and how you reorder the stuff so that it's like watchable beginning to end. So here we go. Let's get caught up on chat here. We got that. Mellow Fox says, unless it's mega slammed. Unless what's mega slammed? What were we talking about? Mellow Fox. License to Drive says, most durable 3-inch props. I like how the Gemfan 3028s fly, but keep having to bend blades back after crashes. Gemfan 3016 are more durable, but not as fast. Most durable 3-inch props are the T-Motor 3140s. Unfortunately, they're M5 nut. There really aren't any durable T-mount 3-inch props. I'm hoping that whenever Gemfan approaches me to do my signature 3-inch propeller with them, that basically what I want is a 3016, but like 3030 or 3035 that's a little bit heavier duty, so that we do have a T-mount 3-inch prop. But at the moment, the Gemfan 3028s are kind of it. The only other option is the Emax Avan 3-inch, and I don't find that to be any more durable than the 3028. So yeah, in terms of like 3-inch T-mount, we just don't have a lot of good prop options. It's super annoying. Drone Pilot says, you need to see something in schlong range, and thankfully I've avoided this, is why you never go soldering after 10 p.m. at night. I was lucky I didn't plug it in into a battery. I will check that out for sure, Drone Pilot. Also, I put a pic of favorite whoop in Toothpick and Whoop. Sounds good. Remy Tim says, could you make the audio uploads on RSS feed for those of us who use podcasting apps? I believe you can do it straight through Patreon like Michael Rollins does. I'll have to ask Michael how he does that, because when I go into Patreon and I make those audio posts, the only option is like drag and drop your file here, or a link. You can put a link in there to an audio file. Do me a favor, Dan. I'm gonna forget by the end of this stream. Shoot me a message somewhere and just remind me to message Michael and ask him how he's doing the RSS thing. Hopefully, as long as it doesn't take a lot of time, I can do it for sure. Athix says, I love the 8-bit CiottiFPV sticker that I have on my printer. Very cool, Athix. License to Drive says, I put the hologram sticker on my hex driver bag. Clear pencil cases are perfect for them. Nice. DJ CJX says, picked up my Acrobat off the shelf and decided to give it some love. Built it back in 2018. Whew. Had some good hardware in it, but built like crap. Glad I learned more about building. Yeah, it's interesting to look back at your old builds and be horrified. Mr. Z says, have you had any time to tinker with Express LRS flashing R9M RXTX? No, Mr. X or Mr. Z rather, and I can almost guarantee you that I won't. I just like Crossfire works really well. I prefer 900 megahertz because it's the absolute most bulletproof link, and yeah. Oh, Benjamin West, you're right. HQ 3x3s, the HQ 3x3x3s, those are the durable 3-inch T-mount props. Unfortunately, they're the worst performing 3-inch props. They're the heaviest, they're the worst balanced, they have the worst blade profile. So yes, they're durable, but unfortunately, that's the only thing that they do well. So if your rig flies like really good, I guess, and you can stomach those propellers not performing all that well because the rig flies so good, that might work. But yeah, they don't. My big problem with them is that they're just too heavy. They're just too heavy of a prop. Mr. Z says ELRS will also do 900 megahertz. Damn, that's pretty cool. I did not know that. Daniel says Michael Rollins probably does it through a podcast app then, and just links it to Patreon instead of uploading it. I'll text you a reminder. Thanks, dude. All right, good to go. Yeah, even though Express ELRS does 900, Mr. Z, I've got like 15 rigs, and I'm not really, I really have to be careful about having anything different between those rigs. Like I was just talking about, I really try hard to get all of the rigs as similar as possible. So like changing over from Crossfire, which works really, really well and is just kind of bulletproof and is on most of my rigs to anything else, it's a huge undertaking. And it's just not something that I really have time to do. And until Crossfire doesn't work well, yeah, I doing this for a living, I have to really pick and choose what I spend time on. So unfortunately, I can't like just do all of the newest and best things, because it just, yeah, too many variables. Too many variables are just a nightmare, and it just makes me fly like ass. I mean, I'm not that great of a pilot as it is, so I have to really work my ass off to try to equalize all my rigs to have as few differences between them. FPV Trucker says, what do you recommend for these Newbie Drone 2004 2450 KB motors? I bought the 8-pack. What do you mean, FPV Trucker? When you say, what do you recommend for these? Like, what am I recommending? Propellers? In terms of well, it depends. What are you putting them on? Are you putting them on like a Cinewoop or a freestyle rig or a long-range rig? Double A says, in here with bot, but I'll keep you running, buddy. Love yous. I thought bot ended at 10. I specifically started this stream at 10 o'clock, thinking that bot... Does he go? I thought he did an hour. All right, well, everybody go watch bot. Don't watch me. Watch bot until he's done and then come back. I'm just going to be doing some editing. So, yeah, this is going to be very boring. This is perfect. Go watch bot. I'm going to do some editing because I want to finish this up. There's probably like 1 or 2 people that are actually interested in editing, so you guys stay. Everybody else go watch bot because this is sort of like his time slot. And when he's done, you guys all come back, and then I'll stop doing editing and I'll start doing the 5-inch stuff. How about that? Here we go. So yeah, this is somebody who hired me off of Fiverr to do video editing. which is actually the first time that anybody's hired me on there to do video editing. I've had a bunch of people hire me to do flight instruction sessions with them, a bunch of people to have me spec out builds for them so that they buy all the right parts the first time, and a bunch of people have me help them tune to get their rigs dialed in and flying nice and smooth like my rigs do. So yeah, this is cool. This is the first person that's actually hired me to do editing. He got the bargain basement package, which doesn't usually include music, but I told him that while I was editing it, I would just throw some music on, and if there was a song that kind of fit, that I would just drop the song in. This basic package doesn't cover like syncing up the edits to the music, because that takes bloody forever. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep some Epidemic Sounds copyright-free music rolling in the background through these speakers here, so you guys will pick up a little bit of it. And I'm just gonna play around with the sequencing of this edit, and then we'll be done. This package that this person bought is basically 1 hour. It's basically 1 hour of my time. I'm probably like about a half an hour in already between importing, chopping everything up, creating proxies, watching through all of the footage. So yeah, let's get going. So I'm gonna play some relaxing and mysterious Epidemic Sounds. Relaxing and mysterious. All right. So I'm trying to choose at the moment between two beginnings. So yeah, let's watch both of these beginnings, and I'll pick one of them. So let me get this the hell out of here. And I'm going to be kind of focused on doing this because I want to give this person, you know, the full hour. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter. If it takes me more than an hour, it's fine. But yeah, here we go. Really cool location. And a pretty good looking day, too. Sky's kind of looking nice, the sun is pretty low. So this is a pretty decent little beginning to the video. Alright, so there's that one. And then this is the other beginning. He sent me 3 batteries. That's one of the requirements in this gig. That's kind of fun with the birds flying away. So it's going to sort of normally it would depend on the music that I chose, but in this case I'm just going to drop music on here. So I'm actually going to use that first beginning, because that first beginning has that rotation, and then I can zip that down into the car. So we're going to use that clip there, and now, so at the end of this there's a rotation. It's a counterclockwise rotation looking down at the car, so I'm going to try to find a left rotation to pick up the car. See what I can find with some of these clips here. Like that. There it is. That was not very difficult. Sometimes, let me check another couple just to be sure. See, that's a right turn. I don't want that one. Here we go. It's a little bit of a left turn there. Not a left rotation. Oh yeah, that ain't gonna work. All right, let's keep going. Nope, that's pretty much a straight pick up follow. Let's see what this is. All right, that's not car related. I think it's gonna be that first clip. That's a straight chase. Ooh, there's a left rotation. Oh, that's interesting. Nah, I think that first one is much better. Nothing there. And there's no rotation. Okay, so it's that first one for sure. So let's scrub in here. And... Alright, let's see what we got. Okay, so we're going to chop this down like that. And then... Let's see what that looks like. Yep. I'll throw a little transition in there, and that should be pretty clean. Almost doesn't even need it, but... cool. We'll let this run. Alright. So there was a little prop wash shutter in there, so that's probably where I'm going to cut it. Just take another quick look. Hold on, what do I got here? Rotating to the left, picking up the car, dropping back down. Alright, that's where I'm going to cut it. And it's another kind of sort of left rotation. That's okay, we're going to cut that a little short. So we just passed up and over the car. Let's see what we got here. That's just a funny little... I'll probably gotta ditch that one, but... so we flew up and over the car, so let me grab one of these non-car related chases here, I think. Runs, rather. Oh, actually, that might work there. Comes up over it, and then... Yeah, let's see if this works here. See what that looks like. Oh boy. What the hell? Oh, it's down on track 2. Okay. There we go. I don't know about that. Alright, let me get caught up on chat. You guys are going ham in chat. Oh, by the way, if you want to talk directly to me in chat, all you got to do is type my name, CiottiFPV. It's going to light up an orange like this. You can do this to anybody. If you want to talk to somebody directly, just type their name and it'll highlight an orange for them. If you guys don't type my name, I'm going to assume that you're talking to each other in the chat. That's a big part of this channel, is you guys hanging out in the chat, hanging out with each other. FPV Trucker says freestyle. For freestyle on 2004 motors, the Gem Fan 4023s are my favorite. And then 2450 kV is kind of low. You're going to want to run those on either 5S or maybe 6S with a little bit of a motor limit. Athix says springtime lo-fi. Is that a Harris Heller playlist? I haven't been using his stuff recently. I've been using Epidemic Sounds. It's been... I like the Epidemic Sound stuff a little bit better. Quad Whisperer says, thanks, man. I love you and your community. I'm healing. Awesome, brother. Good to hear that. Damn, man, hate to bring you into mental health. You're good today, so great. Need to know how much you've helped. Awesome, man. I love hearing that. Want to co-host that mental stream together? What mental stream is that, Quad Whisperer? Mr. Z says, using a Hackintosh or an official Apple? I'm using a 12-year-old Apple Tower, Pro Tower, whatever the hell they're called. Solo in the house, what's up, brother? And Ken Hill says, what size standoffs do I need to put a Vista on a glide frame, 23 or 24? I don't know, to be honest. I've never built a rig with a Vista. I've only ever seen one Vista. Somebody in the chat will probably know how tall a Vista is, though. I can't imagine that a Vista is more than 20 millimeters tall, though. But somebody in the chat will know. Or if you just like look up a Caddx Vista on any of the resellers' websites, I'll bet that there's dimensions for it in there. Cool. We're caught up. Back into editing land. I don't really love how that flows. I would rather try to get one of these non-car related runs in here. See what I can do here. Quadrisphere says, you've been doing some mental health streams on Thursdays, I think. I want to do my part. If me and you can help a lot of people together, let's go be awkward and do it. I haven't really had the... those streams are incredibly difficult for me to do, and they're not great for my mental health, if I'm totally honest. So I don't know if I can really swing those streams anymore. But I'm still always going to run FPV therapy over on Facebook, and then as a patron you're going to get access to a, or it might be open to anybody, there's an FPV therapy text channel over on Discord. So in terms of mental health, that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. Definitely check out the Michael Rollins interview, and definitely check out Healthy Gamer GG. If a moderator can drop a link, a YouTube link to Healthy Gamer GG, or you can just go to the search bar in YouTube and just type Healthy Gamer GG. That's Dr. K. He will do more than I can ever do in my whole life to help you guys out mentally, just kind of live a better life. So, yeah, there you go. Looks like we got some answers on the Caddx Vista. Thank you, fellas. All right, so we're leaving off a clip where I go over the roof of the car, and I want to see if I can grab one of these. Ooh, that might be one. Might be able to do something with that. Yeah, I think this might be kind of cool to throw it in there to really show that landmark thing. Let's see what this. Let's see how this is. Because I don't think in that opening shot we showed the, shit, we did. Alright, yeah, so that ain't gonna work. Put this back here. Maybe this one. Maybe that one. Run it back there. And then let this thing kind of run out. What's this one here, though? Okay. Ooh, that might actually be kind of cool. I might go with that little one there. Or maybe that, actually. Because this has a left rotation. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's it. There's a left rotation on this that I think is going to slot right in there. Let's see. Pull this out. Right? Oh no, it's a right rotation. Damn it. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. I think he goes to the left. Yep. Alright. So, a couple of frames in to this left rotation. Boom, I think right there. That should be pretty good. And then with a slick little transition, that should fall right in place. Yep. So I'm just going to... Yeah, no, that's gonna hang out there for sure. Okay, keep going. What's at the end of this? We've got... we've got a right rotation at the end of this. So let's find something with that. Stupid bird clip. There's a right rotation into the grass. What's this here? Okay, what's that? That's a nice cruise. And these are the two endings. Okay. I mean, we're getting there in a hurry. This is going to be a quick one. Alright, so at the end of it... Oh, you know what I can do, though? I don't have to wait until that... Is there anything else with a bunch of ground speed that I can kind of pick up on? What about this here? Get this bird clip out of here. I think what I'm going to do is jump into this. I think I'm going to jump right into this clip. So let's move this over here. Let's pull this here. And I'll clip that end off before it does the rotation. And I'll just take the flat horizon. What are you doing, Premiere? Come on. That's not helpful. Alright, accelerate past. And I think this is where I'm going to chop it. And then I'll do a simple little transition in there. It goes from fast to slow. If I chop it down here, there's a little bit more ground speed going. Let's see what that's like. Ugh. Well, I think it's gonna have to be that. And then we'll let this run. And yeah, kind of let this hang out. Let this hang. No, let me actually jump in and I'll throw another cut to kind of get close to the car. We sort of establish here, and then that is, I think, where I want to chop this. And yeah, because this is just like kind of slowly getting closer, but there's not a whole lot of action going on here. Oh, and then it gets a little closer in the end. So yeah, let me kill this, and then I got an idea here. Let's see. Pull this back. So this is that clip of the little tower thing. This is coming back home. I'm gonna need that, and I'm not home, but back to the right. That's back to the right as well. I'm also trying to sequence these so that the car goes up the street, the car goes down the street, the car goes up, because you can tell with the ocean on one side versus the other. I want to try to not just have the ocean magically jump from one side to the other. This is the one. This is the one I was looking for. That's the one I was thinking of. Alright, so let's see how that comes in there. Yeah. That's what I need. Yeah, there we go. Alright, cool. So that's got a little jam, and then there's going to be a right turn here, right rotation. Alright, so now I got to find something at the beginning with a little bit of a right rotation going on. Oh, or maybe I can just drop this in. Oh, yeah. I think I just dropped that in. Oh, maybe not. Maybe this is the one. Right. And then... Oh, yeah, I think it... Well, let me see where this clip goes. Car's kind of far away. Yeah, I gotta delete this one. Yeah, that one's gotta go. So it needs to be this one, which is totally fine. I actually really like the way that the car comes under on this one. Rotate right, and then I'll do like a swipe left, I think. And we'll let this one play out, because it's a cool trailing shot. And then I can drop in one of these, and now we're getting close to this tower again, so I can drop one of these tower things in. Either this one or this one. And then we're almost done, actually. Potential bird strike. I don't think I'm going to use that one. And there's one more actual chase. Yeah. Maybe drop this in at the end. And then these are the two ending clips. So these are going to be ending clips. That bird clip can go away. So we're there. We are there. I just need to pick between these two. So let's see here. This side of the road, I can do a swipe right and then a nice slow orbit on this thing. I think this is the song that I'm just going to drop on there. Versus this one. Kind of stalls out and just hangs out. But this is interesting because this does start flying back home. And then we're going to be dropping in... Interesting. That's a left rotation at the end of that. What do these two landing ones have? So now I'm going to start editing back to front. So I'm going to pick what my landing point is going to be. What my landing footage is going to be. So that is a flat left yaw. And here's the other option for landing. It just kind of comes in straight. That's a much softer landing, but it also shows that hypersmooth is on. And I usually try to kind of hide that a little bit. You can see it in that one too. This is going to look way better with that left yaw, so it's going to have to be this one. So we're going to pull that onto there. Yep. Okay. And then, so now I got to figure this out here. So now I'm sort of editing front to back again. Let me get caught up in the chat real quick. Quad Whisperer says, I got you. Please know I'm going to continue your effort on this. My turn. Very cool, Quad Whisperer. Just keep going, man. Just lean forward. Smash through. Hey, guys, if you didn't see on my Instagram, I just got this book today that my talk therapist says this is one of the best books that he's ever read. Holistic, what's her Instagram? She got her start at the.holistic.psychologist. I'm gonna type it into the chat. At the.holistic.psychologist. All right, there it is in the chat. Go follow her Instagram page. Lepera is a total ninja. This is her book that just came out, and it's really, really good. And it's all of like $13 on Amazon. If you have any interest in living a better life, which you should, get this fucking book and just read through it. It takes work. Like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you gotta work your ass off to be happier in life and to fix the negative parts about yourself. And yeah, Dr. Lepera has been on a hell of a journey for many years to kind of figure that process out in the world that we live in today. A lot of the books, a lot of the literature out there, a lot of the talk therapists out there are boomers. And boomers are just never gonna understand our generation. And like, even if you guys are like deep in your 40s and in your 50s, you're into FPV, so you're closer to my generation as a 39-year-old man than you'd think. So like, especially if you've been to a couple talk therapists and they haven't really kind of understood it because you're into video games and crazy hobbies like this, the younger therapists are probably going to be a better match for you. That is definitely something that I have noticed. My current therapist, Sean, is my 5th or 6th talk therapist, and he's the youngest talk therapist I've ever had, and it's incredible. The difference is absolutely staggering. This is also why Healthy Gamer GG on YouTube is so good because he's a young guy. Dr. K is like in his mid-30s, and he specializes in gaming addiction. So like he gets it, like he understands our people. So yeah, that's a big deal. Finding the right talk therapist is as important as starting up talk therapy. It's probably not going to be your first. It's probably not going to be your second. Maybe not even your third or your fourth. You just got to do it. You just got to put the time in. You got to put the work in. You got to put the money in. You got to just do it. But the payoff is literally living a better life. And what else is there? You know? Like, you can fill up your life with as much stuff as you want, but learning how to manage your brain and just be a happier human being is going to take more work and it's going to take more time, but in the end, you know what I'm about to say. Man, YouTube did the thing and now I'm all screwed up. Quadrisper says, the struggle is real with Adobe. Glad to say it's not just me yet. Premiere is great, but it can be a little annoying. All the editing software is like that. Obese Quad says, have you got a chance to fly the Prototype 5 yet? I have not, Obese, but after we get the Moon Goat guts into it, I will. I mean, that being said, it's not going to fly any different than any other frame. Frames don't fly different at this point. Well, the new crop of frames. A lot of Armatan's frames have major vibration issues, so they're gonna fly a lot worse. But I don't fly any of their frames. The Impulse RC Apex, the FPV Cycle Glide, the QAV RS Sensei, all these new crop of frames fly completely identical to one another, mainly because they're all really, really good. So yeah, the Prototype 5 is another really good frame. There's going to be no difference in flight feel. The only difference between frames at this point is like quality of life, and like motor protection, availability of parts, stuff like that. That's the realistic difference between frames. None of them really fly any different from one another. So, yeah, Prototype 5 is more of a digital, a frame designed for a digital layout of electronics. So for me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but there's a chance that I'll put Sharkbite into it. We'll see. We'll see. I'm more leaning towards Sharkbite going into the Cinesplorer, but maybe I'll get the single board Sharkbite VTX. Probably what I'll do is just wait for the next Sharkbite VTX to come out, and then that'll go into the Prototype 5. For the time being, I'll probably just throw the analog setup in it that's in the Moon Goat right now. But we'll see. DJ says, first time with a 5-inch 6S build, should I limit or just send 2206, 1700 kV, okay filing skills, no soft targets. 1700 kV is plenty low enough. You can run that at 100% DJ. Although, I mean, if it's your first time flying a 5-inch rig, yeah, it is going to help you out to motor limit it down a little bit because they do make a ton of power. So, yeah, motor limit it down to like 90% or something. And then you can always adjust that in the OSD. It's super easy. It'll take you 3 seconds to go into the OSD. You go into the OSD, you go to Profile, you go to Miscellaneous PP, and you scroll all the way down. You got to keep scrolling down. It's like 3 pages down, or 2 pages down. Drone Pilot says, I'm about to buy something on Banggood. What is your affiliate extension so I know it doesn't change it, the code? Oh, I have no idea, Drone Pilot. I have to... when I make my affiliate links, I have to put the product in there. Just basically go to CiottiFPV.com and there's a Banggood affiliate button. Just hit that and it'll do it automatically. No need to try to screw around with the code or anything like that. Quad Whisperer says, you're the man, ordered already, cause you built trust. Know how much you helped. That's my message. By the way, I'm 40. Nice, Quad Whisperer. Rob Axelson says, remember I built kites? Yeah, it's true. Crazy. Apex FPV says, I'm 5 talk therapists into my journey to better mental health. Keep going, brother. Keep going. Chomper FPV in the house. He says, what's up? Let's get back in and finish this edit up. Where am I at here? Yeah, so I'm going to do a little whip to the right side of this thing. And I think that means I'm going to bail on this, although I don't know. So that's a right turn, and then it's back across the field. And then I could pick the car up again, versus if I do this one, I could do this one with a left rotation. Yeah, no, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be like this, and it's going to be like that, and it's going to be like that. And I think I'm going to kill this clip here. I think this clip has to go. Yeah, it has no context. It's pretty, and we have orbited that thing already, so this clip goes away. I should have just done a ripple delete, but that's alright. So there we go. It's going to be 2 minutes and 24, and this first, well, let's see. I'm going to give you guys full audio. Let me know if you think this syncs up a little bit. Come on. Here we go. Alright, so that doesn't really sync up with that hit at all. I know I said I wasn't going to try to sync these up, but I might as well give it a shot. Let's see how this one is. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Alright, let me download this real quick. And download 4Mix. Name of this song is Ganja. That's a weed word. Alright, we want to go to downloads. And there's Ganja. And we're just going to drop that in, and nothing's really going to get synced up to it, but yeah, that's okay. So something weird happened with the audio. One of his clips, the audio is not really showing up, which is kind of strange. Or it's really quiet. What the hell's going on with this? It's super weird. Let me mute this. Yeah, there's no audio at all in one of the clips that he sent me. So I've got to pull all the audio out, unfortunately. But that's actually kind of fine. Because I'm going to put this music in. Ooh, that falls right on the hit. That's pretty fucking gnarly. Okay, so let me throw a couple transitions in here and I will be done. That really doesn't need one because it falls right on the hit. Really? I'm just gonna throw a quick dissolve in there, I think, because it's a little bit of a jarring Words are hard. Cross dissolve. Yeah, it's just a little jarring. Let's see if that cleans it up. Yep. Alright, yeah, that definitely needs a cross dissolve there. Alright. So I'm well over an hour into this, but that's okay. Somehow everything is lining up with the music. Oh my god, that is so close. That's crazy. Ugh. Nah, I have to do a, I can't do a cross dissolve on that one. I'm gonna have to do a zoom. So zoom is presets, debrup, base preset, zoom in, apply on the right video. So we're gonna go 6 frames in on the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna cut it. We're gonna go to project. We're gonna make a new item. Adjustment layer, sure. Drop you in here. You're gonna be way too long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh shit! Nope, that's not what I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay, there. Delete this. Pull there, and we're gonna go back to effects, and we're gonna put the base preset here on the video itself, and then we're gonna take zoom in and put it on the adjustment layer, and just like magic, it looks stupid because of the proxy, but yeah, it can't even play it without the proxy. In the finished version, it's gonna look a lot better. Yeah, it's gonna be fine in the finished version. Okay, let's see where this one hits. Ooh, that's a little rough there. Oh, you know what? I just need to sync this up. This is gonna be fine. Chop that, ripple delete, and yep. I am gonna do a little cross dissolve on that just to soften it up a little bit. Yep, that's the one. Ah, come on. Alright, where are we at on this one? I might as well sync it up. Fuck it. There it was. Take 1 second to sync this up. Ripple delete. Yep. And another little soft cross dissolve on that. Yep. That's where I want it. And let's hit this last one here. Let me chop a little bit off this. Yeah, I might as well sync it on this little snap here. Yeah, just put it there. Ripple delete. Yep. Give it a little dissolve. Yep. And that is pretty much gonna do it. One more here. And might as well just sync this up on there. And yep. Throw the cross dissolve on there. Yep. Alright. Okay. And then I'm just gonna fade this down and out with that last little hit in the music. And we're good. So I'm gonna chop it here, get rid of this, clear that, And then we're just gonna do a couple of keyframes and then drop the volume down, and I think that, yeah. And then we'll just drop it out right there, kill this, and I think that's where we're gonna leave it. Do a quick color correction. You know what I'll do? When he, as soon as his goggles go all the way up, that's where we're gonna hit black. So we're gonna go whoop. As soon as he lifts those goggles up, whop, right there. That's gonna be black. See how it looks. There it is. And that is how you do an edit in an hour, boys and girls. Let me go back to the beginning, though. Probably do a little fade in the beginning. Yep. I'm going to do a really slow fade in the beginning, actually, because the music kind of comes in really slowly. Ugh, it's a little too slow. Yeah, that's working. I'm digging that. All right, let me make sure that the, okay, no, that looks good. And then let me just go to Effect Controls. There is a clip selected, you jerk. All right, the scale is correct, so that's good. So let's come in here and we're gonna go Effects. No, we're gonna, where is it? Here it is. We're gonna put one big ass adjustment layer on top of the whole thing. And that's gonna be where we apply our color correction. And let me see if I can find a scene with some neutral gray. I think I'm just gonna end up doing the street. There we go, that's perfect. Okay, so we've got the adjustment layer highlighted. We're gonna go up here to Lumetri, color, basic corrections. We're gonna take the white balance selector tool and just drop it on the gray for a nice neutral gray, and then we're just gonna look at what it does. So it's adding 11 points of warmth to temperature, and it's pulling the tint down into the green. I don't really like the way that the tint looks in the green, so I'm just gonna manually force it up into a little bit of magenta. And now we're just gonna pick like a scene, the camera pointing in a direction where there's both sky and ground. Let me let that play for a second. Okay, so this is like a good mix of half sky, half ground. So now this is where I'm gonna apply a big blanket color correction to the whole thing. So we're gonna pull the exposure up a little bit because the ground was a little dark for most of this. So exposure is gonna come up. I'm gonna give it a full stop of exposure. He didn't have flat color on, so the GoPro added a bunch of contrast. So I don't really want to add any more contrast. I do want to pull the highlights down. Look at how bright the sky is. Watch this. Ready? I'm going to bring the highlights down by about 50 and watch the sky. See how it just came down real nice? Let me bring it all the way down. Usually bringing it all the way down becomes a little bit unnatural, although that's not too bad. I'm going to go negative 80-ish. Shadows, that's going to pull up the darks. So let's go like plus 15-ish on the shadows and see what happens. That's pretty subtle. We can probably push it a little farther, up into the 20s. Okay. And then I'll add a little bit of contrast just so that it doesn't get sort of washed out. Whites, I'll push up ever so slightly just to make sure that there's a little bit of... And then the blacks I don't usually touch because that becomes... you start to lose a lot in the shadows. So we're going to add a little bit of vibrance here, roughly plus 20, plus 24. That's pretty subtle. I'm going to leave that alone. And then saturation, let's see what happens here. Since GoPro Color was on, it pushed a lot of these settings in. when you guys see me add these, I'm working in the flat profile, so I can be much more aggressive with this. I got to be really careful. If I go a little bit too hard on these, it's going to look really stupid. So that should be pretty close to done, if not actually done. See how the sky really comes out? Here, let me show you what that color correction did to the sky. Ready? Here it is without it. Look in the top right corner of the frame. See how it just livens up the sky a little bit? And you can see how it brings up the darks of the road, and you can also see in the clouds, top dead center, you see how it brings some detail back into the clouds there. So that's what the color correction is doing. I'm actually surprised that it's doing this much on top of GoPro color. But it's still subtle, right? Like, it doesn't look totally nutso. It just looks like it was a little bit it just looks like it was a little bit better light on this particular day, you know, without looking like like hell. So that's it. That's that's a Fiverr edit. What do you think of that, world? Went way over an hour, but that's fine. I would rather put a little bit extra time in and give a product back that is better than expectations. So let me just hit save 80 times in a row, and I will get this thing exporting at the end of the stream. Hopefully I remember. Hold on. Let me... So there you go. There's some Fiverr life for you guys. How do I... There we go. Okay, cool. And now we can start pulling the moon goat apart. But first, let me get caught up on chat. Oh, well. Chopper says, is this you flying? No, it's not. Somebody hired me over on Fiverr to... one of the things I offer on Fiverr is video editing. Yeah, somebody hired me to do I have 3 packages. They got the basic package, which isn't supposed to include music or syncing up the cuts to the music, but it took, what, like 2 minutes for me to... those cuts just happened to, like, kind of drop on top of the music, so that was cool. Richard says, bot stream descended. Very cool. And then Drone Pilot says, I figured it out after the warehouse code. Oh god, lots of letters and numbers. I'm glad you figured it out, Drone Pilot. I don't know what any of those letters and numbers mean. So yeah, let's do some work over on the bench. Let me, why am I so fucking hungry lately? Let me give you guys something to watch. I gotta go get like a granola bar or something. Hold on. Let me play a little bit more from this crazy spot in Alpharetta. This is such a cool spot, but they kick you out really quick. And all right, I'll be right back. Let me just grab a little snacky.
On flight, so you just so like see like.
There's like 4 oh shit moments right on top of each other. Alright. Alright. I just had a granola bar. I feel better. Vespula FPV with a $5 super chat. Everybody go check out his book, FPV Flight Dynamics. It is the Bible of FPV. Guys, there's a book. We're official. FPV is official. It has a book. It's a big deal. Your hobby isn't official until there's an actual book. That's the rule. He says, sorry I'm late. What did I miss? And what the hell is that on Mr. Harron's shirt? And why do I want one now? I have 34 more characters left, so BBBB. This is, you know, I haven't shown you guys Autocross in a while. Let me show you guys Autocross. It's all over my channel. There's a ton of Autocross videos if you go like 5+ years back in my channel. Here's Autocross. You'll understand why the cone is so scared. Here's what you got to do. You got to go to my channel. You got to just scroll down. If you scroll down, you'll get to my Miata playlist and my Mustang Cobra playlist and karting. I did Autocross in both the Cobra and the Miata. Once I bought the Miata, that's when I started to win. It's just it's a really well-suited car for Autocross. This was actually a really fun event. This was a super fun event. This was when I was deep into instructing, and I took a bunch of people on ride-alongs, and they pooped their pants. Some of them. What music do I have in here? I wonder what music I've got. So this is Autocross. This is me taking people for ride-alongs to make them understand it. I wish I could play the audio for you guys, but I use copyrighted stuff. Here, I'll drop a link. I'll drop a link so you can watch this properly. So her head dumping down, that was like a big stab of the brakes. You wouldn't believe the MX-5 would do like 1.8 G on the brakes, and it would do it like instantly. Like one of the things with autocross is you really stab the brake pedal to get the car up on the nose as quick as possible. And I would always love watching passengers' heads just like, ooh, because the helmet is also heavy. But this is autocross. The cones, every single event, the layout is different, which is one of the really unique elements of autocross. So you would have to get to the site, you'd have to walk the course and learn it. It wasn't like track days where you go to the same racetrack over and over and over again and you just get used to the same layout. We would show up at like 5 a.m. and build the layout, and the layout is built out of these cones. And those of us that were really on the limit and really fast, we would hit a lot of cones because, like, there you go, there's two of them getting hit. At a certain level, autocross becomes a game of inches. So this is what you're not supposed to do with autocross. This was not an SCCA sanctioned event. So after all the Corvettes were gone, we kind of screwed around and we did a couple lead follow runs to really look at, like, this was super fun because this was the only time we ever got to see which elements all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive versus front-wheel drive really excelled at. So this is a car behind me with another really pro-level driver. The car is really well prepped, with like 100+ more horsepower. But as you can see, Miata is the answer to everything, and it's just this was so cool, man. We nerded out on this lead follow footage so bad for like months afterwards, because we just learned so much about which elements certain cars are fast in. This was really neat. Well, this will like never really happen. Like this is really dangerous, actually. This was kind of nuts that we did this, but we were under FC Kerbeck's insurance, so we were able to do this. We probably weren't able to do this, but we were doing the event for them damn near free because we were a non-profit. I think there's another lead follow in here somewhere. Yeah, with Bill's Civic. So this is another car with like 100 more horsepower, very well prepped, pro level driver, but front wheel drive versus rear wheel drive. Camera car is rear wheel drive. God, it looks like he lifted up the inside, the driver's side front on that one element. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, this was cool. This was a very unique event. This is some of the most fun I've ever had. I think I did get to follow. I think I did do a follow run. All the guys that were following were like, dude, this is so cool. Leading is, I mean, I'm just running as hard as I can as the leader, but as the follower, you get to really watch the car move, the car in front of you move around. Pretty sure I did a follow run. But yeah, this is Autocross. It is the cheapest form of motorsport, and it is also one of the most technical and one of the hardest to master forms of motorsport, because everything is it's just boom, 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 boom. All of these elements are right on top of each other. So like if you screw up one corner, it's gonna wreck like the next 3 or 4 corners. Whereas with track days, a lot of times you can wreck a corner and it won't affect anything. Like it'll just affect that one corner. I think there should be a file. Here we go. So here's one of the other instructors, much less prepped Miata. This is an E-stock car, and I was a street touring R car. So I'm much better prepped. I have maybe like 10 more horsepower though. Weren't really allowed to make much power in my class. But I have a big tire advantage over Bill. Look at this. I could have just driven right into him. That was where we really got to see the grip advantage. But Bill's a great driver, so all the transitional stuff he was able to. He was still holding me up a little bit, but not as much as in that steady state corner, that steady state left-hander. But yeah, this was really cool. Plus, his car is a fairly. I think it's stock spring. Yeah, in E Street you have to have stock springs, but he was on aftermarket dampers. And then one more follow run. Oh right, I put the car on Bill. Yeah, there I am. Oh, I totally forgot about this. Yeah, there's your boy. Oh man, this is I totally forgot about this. I'm just inside on his driver's side door there. Yeah. Oh man, so cool. Oh, I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss this car, man. God damn. Yeah. I had a lot of fun in this car. Oh wait, there might just be straight up audio in this one. Hold on. Maybe I don't have the the music on this. Let's see. See if there's some actual audio in here. That could be cool. Yeah, okay. Alright, sick. I wonder if there's... Oh, yeah, look, we're at like the 8-minute mark. There's probably a bunch of audio in here without copyrighted music. Hold on, let's see. Hold on. Oh, there is! Oh, cool. Here you guys go. So the audio is from me in front.
Oh shit, that's an off code. That's not supposed to be there.
Oh man, I miss motorsport. Fuck. I miss that car and I miss motorsport. God damn. Yeah, so that's autocross. It's if you're into cars, there's no better way to get better as a driver and to just go have a good time, and don't wait until your car is built. Exactly where your car is at right now, just go, and you got to get a it's really good to bring your car as it is, like right now, as a baseline, and then as you throw money at it, you can make sure that you're not getting slower. It's one of the things that I used to beg my students, is to just take the car where it's, just leave the car where it's at for a little while and get your baseline, get your driving under control, and then throw money at it. Spend all of your money on going to events first. Because once you start changing things on the car, it's very easy for those things to actually make the car harder to drive and to make you slower. So you got to kind of be careful, but yeah, man. Autocross is also very, very popular. So like there's probably an autocross region within like 50 miles of all of you guys. So it's no excuses. No excuses. DQ says, nice driving. Really like the stance on the slam, Vert Miata. It wasn't actually all that slam. I actually, I spent most of my time raising that car up, because the suspension geometry gets really bad when you really slam them down low. It was only maybe like a half an inch lower than, it was probably about an inch lower than stock. But yeah, I spent a lot of time dialing in the ride height and the rake on the car. I got really deep into suspension tuning with that car, and I got it corner balanced, and man, that thing was a fucking weapon. God, it would. And then I did a bunch of work in the mountains with it, and just that was fun. Embarrassing, much more expensive, much higher horsepower cars up in the Appalachian Mountains, but that shit's creepy, man. No runoff. And the problem is, like, when you get used to having runoff, when you get used to track day autocross stuff that's fairly safe, and then you go up into the mountains, like, you can't even run like 9/10. You have to run like 7 or 8/10, because like 9/10 is still like absolutely lunatic speed. Yeah, you gotta really be careful. Like the red mist would descend up in the mountains, and I would just really push way too hard. And like if you I have the fear change. I gotta change the batteries here. Hold on. Thanks for the reminder. Actually, you guys can watch me change the batteries. Yeah, it's autocross will turn you from a normal driver to one hell of a driver in a hurry, especially if you use the instructors. That's really the best kept secret of autocross, is you go there and there's almost always going to be an instructor or two, and you just ask the people at registration, like, hey, I'm newish, I want to use the instructors, who are they? And they'll point the instructors out to you, and then just take them with you for a couple runs. And just be a sponge. Just listen to everything that they say. Understand that you're a terrible driver for the first 2 years, and that's okay. There's not a single reason that you should be good at autocross right out of the box. It's very, very, very difficult. But that's why you're going. You're going to get better. So use it's autocross is also the only opportunity you will ever have to get free instruction. At track days, you pay $300 to $500 to get instruction. At autocross, the instructors will hook you up for free. So do it. That was a Minecraft torch, AA. Brandon Bentley says, I don't know if I should autocross my stock Civic with a CVT. You definitely should, Brandon. Here's the thing about autocross, right? The run, you're going to get 4 to 8 runs. Each run is going to be from 30 to 60 seconds. So think about this, right? You go to an event, absolute maximum is 8 minutes of hard driving. Think about your daily commute to work. On your daily commute to work, you hammer the gas pedal and you put 20 seconds of hard driving on the car, and then you go the next day, or the ride home you do it again, and then the next morning you do it again, and the ride home you do it again, 2 days later you do it again. You rack up more hard abuse in daily traffic than at autocrosses, like big time. You know what I'm saying? The amount of stress that you put on a car at autocross is minimal, especially with like normal-ish tires. Once you once you go to like really sticky tires, yeah, you can put some stress into it, but we would have people come with like 250,000 mile total shit boxes, and it just we just never saw stuff break. The only time we saw stuff break is in like the really, 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 really built cars, where we would pull weight out and like try to, drill in speed holes and control arms and shit like that. Double A says, why don't you race quads? I really burned myself out on the competition side with autocross. Like, I just competition. I just, it doesn't bring out the best in a lot of people. And yeah, I was into autocross for a long time, and with FPV, the lack of competition for freestyle and just like the freedom, it just, yeah. And also, I went to a couple races, and all of the races that any of us are actually going to be able to go to are a bunch of pool noodles on the ground. And like, quads can go up, and I want to go up. I don't want to just drive a quad around like you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm just going to do this, I'm going to do it in a car, not with a quad. If I'm going to fly a quad, I'm going to go up. I want to go up. So, sort of a weird reason, but yeah, I tried the racing thing, and I just didn't like it. It just wasn't fun at all. It was yeah, I don't know. I don't like the people either, to be honest, but we won't get into that. DJ says, went to Auto Temp Test to see what was around me for Miata's. Cheapest one is $13,000. Good God. No, DJ, Facebook groups are the way to buy Miatas. There's a million Miata Facebook groups. There's probably a local one. Type like the name of the biggest city near you into Facebook, and then the word Miata. There's probably a local group there with a bunch of cars for sale. And then there are specific Facebook groups like Miatas for sale. That's where you buy a Miata. You'll pay like $3-4 grand for one that's half decent. It's crazy. We got that. Mark Torgensen in the house. Metal Dirtskin says, I have an old Volvo station wagon. I'm seriously wondering if I should part it out or turn it into a drift car or something. Metal Dirtskin, one of our longtime instructors in South Jersey region, had a Volvo station wagon, Volvo 240 station wagon that he used to put full-blown slicks on and everything, and it was like, I mean, it was terribly slow, but you put slicks on anything and it's going to be really fast. So it was he had more fun than everybody else combined. All right, here we go. Moon Goat into Prototype 5, Part 1. I can't possibly imagine that we'll get this done tonight, but we'll at least get it started. This is a little too high. Let me get this adjusted. Let me give you guys Tourette's real quick. Wait, no, Tourette's isn't the word. Motion sickness, that's what I was trying to say. All right. This is the 4-inch QAVS Mini from FPV Crate. Just showed up today. This was mailbag at the beginning of the stream. This is going to be like a cinematic 4-inch rig. I don't know why I'm doing this build, but 4-inch is kind of flavor of the week, so sometimes I have to give in to the clickbait and just do what people want to see. So I'll do a goddamn 4-inch build, even though I already did one, and it was just nothing special. I mean, it's fine. It just, like we've talked about before, it doesn't really have a home. 4-inch, just like for long range, it's great. but anything other than long range, they're just like if there was a good HD camera that was like between 30 and 50 grams, 4-inch would make a lot of sense because it makes the right amount of thrust and it's the right prop size to carry around that weight of camera, but there aren't any. All of the cameras that we have are either lighter or heavier than that. So 3-inch and 5-inch make a lot more sense. Okay, so let's start breaking this thing down. Sad to see it go, but I'm happy that one of you guys is going to get to dive into the Moon Goat and give it a shot. Wow, that titanium screw is quite bent. I didn't think... typically titanium doesn't really bend, it just snaps. It's stronger than stainless steel, but it's more brittle than stainless steel. So it holds on, and then just explodes. Which I'm totally fine with. Vestibula says, I would kill to fly a real DRL stadium track for a few laps. Yeah, if racing, if we had big 3-dimensional tracks like that, I'd be all over racing. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. The racing thing is just, it's just not my thing. Not my thing. I understand why a lot of people like it, but I don't know, like just like shit talking and like, oh, you're so slow. It's just not. I'm just not into that. That's just not my deal, man. I just want to relax, chill, have friendly conversations. You know, I don't want it to be about winning and like, oh, that guy's slow and talking behind people's backs and shit. Like, fuck that. Freestyle forever. Okay, a wild moon goat has appeared. What are we gonna do? We're gonna take it apart. What's up, Lithium? How are you? Good to see you in here. I just did some editing. I got a Fiverr job to do some video editing. Anybody who wants to learn a little bit about editing, just rewind in the stream. I've been working on I did a quick edit for a customer from over on Fiverr. That was fun. Alright, here we go. Let's pull this apart. And this frame is going to be in one of the Monday night giveaways coming up. I'm not sure which one. But yeah, it's going to be one of the 5-inch tier giveaway prizes. The top plate, the top layer, the veneer of the top plate has a little crack in it. But upon further inspection, none of the actual strong layers of carbon are broken. So the frame is still totally good. Alright. So there's all the top bolts. Let's get this top plate up and out of here. Absolutely love what Tommy did on the top plate. He recessed this pattern in, and then he provides grip that drops into the recessed bits, so you get just that little top part of the grip. It really holds the battery well. This is kind of my favorite thing about the Moon Goat, to be honest with you. Just such a clever little kind of setup that that Tommy did there. I hope that more frames jump on board with that, because it's just a really smart thing. This is going to come with a bunch of TPU as well. A Hero 8 holder, 2 session holders. So yeah, super cool. Lithium's putting the FPV cycle motors on tomorrow morning on the stream. Very cool. Yeah, guys, go sub to Lithium on Instagram, or I'll hit you with a shovel. So you know, I don't want to have to fly all the way out to you and hit you with a shovel. So you might as well just go follow her now. Save me the flight. DJ is out of here. Thanks for hanging, brother. Barb says, how much did you charge for that edit? You know, I should probably know that, but I forget. If you go to CiottiFPV.com and then you click on the Fiverr link, that's going to show you all the things that I'm doing on Fiverr, and it's on there. It's the video editing gig, and there's 3 different tiers. He got the least expensive tier, which typically doesn't include music, but I just kind of threw it in. Because that's just how nice of a guy I am. What else? Double A says, I can understand you. I think you would be great on an FPV track and would beat yourself every time. And you would beat yourself every time. Yeah, I certainly would. Vestibly says, I freestyled a few packs the other day to Enya. Don't you dare judge me. I grew up on Enya. My parents were prog rock and classical, and man, my parents listened to a little bit of everything. I'm trying to do this in a way that kind of makes sense. Let me take these top nuts off here. That should help. Come on. I'm hoping that this will just drop right into the Prototype 5. I'm really hoping I don't need to extend any wires or anything like that. I think it will, because the I'm going to put this 30x30 ESC and flight controller stack in the front mounting positions on the Prototype 5, and I believe it's roughly the same distance from the camera. So yeah, I mean, there's a chance I could get this swapped over tonight. You never know. If I have to start extending wires and shit, though, this is probably going to be part 1 of 2. Probably finish it up tomorrow. But we'll see. I got some time here tonight. What the hell's going on? Oh, there's shit jammed into this nut on the bottom. Oh, hell. What is that? Oh, God. What the hell is that in there? Hold on. I gotta let this fall on the carpet. I don't know what this material is that's clogging up this nut hole. Yanni, yeah. My parents were huge Yanni fans. Oh my god. Mainly my mother. Alright, what the hell? It's like carbon in there. Weird. Weird. Okay, now that hole is emptied out. Ah, good. Okay, let me grab these nuts. Oh boy. It's not all that emptied out. So let me just use this MIP driver. That should be able to get a grab. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Didn't expect that. Everything's fine though. Nobody panic. It's organic. What's today? Friday? What time is it? 11:46? Streaming for an hour and 45? Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get this whole thing done tonight. Feel bad I just got your guys' hopes up, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, why is it so much easier? It's like, it's not even like just half as easy to pull these things apart. It's like 18 times as easy to tear these things down than to build them. and it's really annoying. I really wish it took a little bit longer to tear these things down. It would just feel better, you know? Alright. There we go. What am I going to do about an antenna in the Prototype 5? Yeah, this shit ain't getting done tonight. Because I'm going to have to... I didn't even think about that. I don't know where I'm going to mount the Crossfire antenna. I don't know what I'm even going to do about a VTX antenna. I could, I could use one of the Crossfire, not Crossfire, one of the Foxeer UFL antennas that I just recently got. That could be cool. I think I'll do that actually. Yeah. And then I'll maybe just put it into a into a little piece of TPU off one of those rear arms. I think there's, or not arms, one of the rear standoffs rather. Okay, let's get these little wrap straps off of here. And that'll free up the motor wires a little bit so I can kind of move the ESC around. Try to take the motors off last because I don't like to have the motors flopping around. It's not good for the connection between the motor wire and the windings. Gotta be a little careful with that. It's easy to F up a motor by just kind of wiggling it around because the motor wires are direct soldered to the windings and like it's not a super solid connection. Like they put a nice chunk of shrink wrap on there, but still like the multi-stranded motor wire doesn't make a super strong connection with the I guess it's brass that the enamel windings are made of inside of the enamel. I assume it's brass or copper or some shit. God only knows. Doesn't matter. One more sneaky little zip tie in here. And now I will paint your silver pants blue. Oh, and I'm going to have to desolder this. I remember I ran this LED race wire in here. So let me kick on the soldering iron. So our flight controller is free. Our receiver and VTX are free. Now I can just zip these plastic spacers off here. And man, that's kind of it, huh? My God, it is ridiculous how quick you can pull these things down. Ramdonko says, any ideas Tango 2 combined and update RX don't seem to be able to get Transmitter doing anything in beta flight. Ram, I'm going to make a suggestion, man. Bail on that Tango 2. I feel like for the last 2 weeks, you've been on every stream with nothing but problems with that Tango 2. It's not worth it. Just pick up a QX7 and it'll just work. Get a used QX7 for like $80. Slap a Crossfire module in the back and you'll be good to go. I'm like, I can't believe you're having so many issues with that Tango 2, man. Like, what the hell? That's crazy. Nothing's worth that stress. Screw that. Okay. So let me pull these stack screws out of here because otherwise I can't get the damn ESC off. Can't you, what if, can't you post in, TBS has a huge Facebook group. Have you been posting in there? I'm shocked that with so many people, losing their minds about the Tango 2, I'm surprised that there's not a ton of a ton of resources and people to help you out in their Facebook group. Everybody talks about how great TBS is with customer service. I feel bad, man. It's crazy that you're having so many issues with it. What a pain in the ass. I mean, for me, it doesn't fit my hands. I have big ass long fingers, so I'll never get one of these tiny little transmitters. Ethics says X-Lite is a good option too. Double A says, you know how you were saying you didn't like Comcast? Well, Frontier has been overcharging me for several years now, and they just found out today. Dude, all the internet and cable service providers are pretty evil. It's really annoying. Don't feel too bad, Double A. I found out last week that for the last 6 or 7 years, I've been paying $60 a year for Xbox Live Gold, and I only had an Xbox for like 1 month before I got so fed up with it that I sold it on Facebook Marketplace. So you're not the biggest idiot in the chat. I am. And you know, I said, like, are you guys gonna do something for me? And they said no. They said no. And I said, all right, well, I need to talk to a supervisor. And he said, well, we don't have supervisors. And I was like, oh, so it's just a free-for-all, huh? I need to talk to your supervisor. And he's like, well, they can call you back. I was like, that sounds good. Guess what they didn't do? So, yeah. They got me, you know? I mean, they, here's how they got me. When I did the thing, they forced me to open a Hotmail account. They said, you can't do Xbox, whatever, ballsack, live, goat testicles, without a Hotmail email address. So I made a Hotmail email address, and then I never checked that email address. And yeah, right before my birthday, every year, they would ding me for $60, and like, I typically buy myself a couple things, like right before my birthday, so I just never noticed it, and it just slid by under the radar for year after year after year, and I feel like a complete jackass. But you know, live and learn. Microsoft is the devil. That's not fair. I mean, it's. Although I don't know, Sony doesn't make you make a specific email account. You can just use any old email account. So I don't know, whatever. They tricked me. They did a great job tricking me. They did a great job at having a little system that they could collect money from me for years. I'm also kind of pissed, like if they had any morals whatsoever, they would have a little program, and of course they're not going to do this because they'd be screwing themselves out of money, but I don't know, I feel like there should be a little thing that runs on their system that says, like, oh, look, this person hasn't logged in or used their $60 a year thing for 6 years. Let's send them an email, or let's automatically cancel them, or let's do something, right? Like, because they obviously know when you log in, and when you're using your account, and when you get achievements, and when you just, in general, take up bandwidth. But I know I'm asking a lot of a company to be moral. So it's my fault. Should have paid closer attention, and they got me. They got $360 for me for no reason. Microsoft wins. Microsoft's 1, Ciotti 0. Sons of bitches. I'll take that shit to my grave too, man. I will never own an Xbox. Never, never, never again. Never. I hold grudges like when it comes to like I really try to not hold grudges about people with people, individuals. But when it comes to companies, man, like you wrong me, and like you're dead to me forever. And I'm gonna tell everybody how like what you did. I guess it's just easier to do that because it's like a faceless company, you know. And it's just like I got no reason to forgive a faceless corporate entity. First world problems. Fart. Alright. We are free of the frame. Yeah, look at that squid. Look at that little fella. And there's a moon goat frame for one of you lucky Patreon subscribers. Patreon peoples. Let me break. Oh boy, I put the motor into the pile of screws, and now there's 800 screws stuck to the motor. So this is interesting. These F40 Pro 2s do not have any of the it's kind of like witness marks almost. They don't have any of the marks on the top of the stator that I've been getting on the other F40 Pro 4s. That's kind of interesting. Weird. The plot thickens. Let me break this the rest of the way down so that I can put it away in the bag. And then you guys can fist fight over it. Man, these proprietary bolts did stay really tight. I will say that. I don't love that they're proprietary bolts, but they did stay nice and tight, and I like that. These outer regular old M3 arm bolts did not. So they if you're gonna build a moon goat, you definitely want to Loctite these outer arm bolts for sure. They loosened up within like 5 batteries, maybe 4 batteries for me, and that's pretty quick. That was kind of alarming. The glide ones don't loosen up nearly that fast. All right. Those are the front arms. Here come the rear arms. Word FPV says, I think I missed why you're swapping over to the prototype. Mainly because I just wasn't blown away by Tommy sent me this frame to test, and I tested it, and I put a bunch of content out with it, and it's not a frame that I'm gonna switch over to. Like, I'm not gonna move the whole fleet over to this frame. So yeah, there's really no reason for me to kind of keep flying it. One of the things when you get to a certain point as a pilot is that you really need to remove as many possible differences between your rigs. So it really helps to fly the exact same frame, the exact same motors, the exact same everything. So yeah, the only chance that I would continue to fly this frame is if it like completely blew me away. And that's really not like, frames aren't really going to do that. Like, frames are all so good nowadays that it's really more about like quality of life stuff and like adaptability. And the glide frame is hands down the most adaptable frame that's available right now. You can put 5-inch arms that are 4 millimeters thick, 5 millimeters thick, 6 millimeters thick. You can put dead cat arms in the front. You can put 6-inch arms. You can put 7-inch arms. You can The motor protection is the best out of any frames, which makes a huge difference to me. There's just, yeah, there's a lot of benefits to the Glide frame. But yeah, I mean, Tommy was cool enough to send this over, and I love the guy. Tommy and I have been friends ever since Quad Camp Atlanta, and we talk like a couple times a month. And yeah, I had a good time testing this frame, but it just doesn't have the adaptability that the Glide frame does. This is a pretty like freestyle specific frame. This is not like a mix of like a freestyle with cinematic frame. Like this is a hardcore freestyle frame. And that's not necessarily what I'm after. I'm after something that can be adapted into doing cinematic stuff, freestyle stuff. I mean, shit, long range stuff for the future at some point, possibly, maybe not. And the Glide does that. And also this is also a very expensive frame. This frame costs twice as much as a Glide frame, and I beat the shit out of my gear. So, if nothing else, the price point of the Glide is a huge selling point for me. Definitely not saying that this frame isn't worth it. This frame is beautiful. The carbon is great. The engineering that's gone into it was awesome. You know, this is also a sponsored pilot frame. So like if you like cricket as a pilot, buying this frame is a way to support him. And that's a big deal. The Glide is not. The Glide does not, none of the money from the sale of a Glide frame goes to a pro pilot. So Bob can charge less for it. And Bob is a dentist. Bob makes really good money as a dentist, so he doesn't have to charge much above cost for any of his stuff. Like he's the whole FPV Cycle website is there to push the hobby. It's not there to make money. FPV is not his business. Being a dentist is his business. FPV is for fun. And basically he got frustrated with the quality of the parts and the selection of parts available being kind of shitty, and he decided to do something about it and kind of took matters into his own hands, which is super cool. It's a super cool thing to do, pretty rare. And yeah, he's doing a great job. Oh, look at the chat blowing up. Richard says, I joined the Team Black Sheep Lounge today on Facebook. It's a bit overwhelming. There's an insane flow of posts constantly on that group. Yeah, a lot of info. Use the Facebook search works shockingly well for groups, or just throw up your own post, man. Word FPV says, I think I'm. No, we talked about that. Athix says converting a 20x20 to a 30x30 because broke on money. I feel you there, man. Vespula says, how many different frames do we really need in the hobby? Yeah, it's true, but at the same time, I mean, if we want things to keep moving forward, it's sort of a nature of the beast, I guess. I think that we need more innovation in frame design. Although we have had pretty good innovation. I mean, and this is one of them. This is a frame that did a bunch of stuff very differently, and that's really cool. I really like that about this frame. Unfortunately, when you do that, you run the risk of having something that's not quite as good as the more boring frames. But yeah, it's nice that there are people like Tommy that are willing to take that chance and think outside the box and not just spit out another frame that is kind of like cookie cutter ish. Pretty cool. Is this really stripped? Are you kidding me? No, there we go. Okay, so the Moon Goat has been officially no disassemble Johnny 5. There it is. Alright, so that is a part. Wait, no, it's not. Almost. Almost. Hold on. Crazy vertical camera plate nonsense. Although the Prototype 5 has vertical camera plates, I forgot about that. There it is. Now it's all the way apart. Okay. So there we go. I'm gonna put this all in the bag, and I'm gonna put it in the giveaway box. And one of you patrons is gonna win it. And you're gonna love my nuts, whether you like it or not. Come on! Get out of there. There we go. Just get some of the carbon dust off this camera plate. Okay. The Moon Goat experiment has come to an end, and it will continue with one of you boys or girls. DQ says, not that I'm gonna buy one, but isn't Tommy's frame like $55? Or is that just the pre-order price? My guess would be that that's the price of the 250 frame. I'm pretty sure that this frame is like 95 or $100. BeepTube says, we need more serious engineering with frames, especially around vibration. The guy doing resonance analysis is probably the best thing ever to happen to frames. I kind of agree with you, BeepTube, but realistically, so like here's the thing, right? With how good RPM filtering is, we kind of don't. Like, the frames right now are kind of good enough. Like, I can put filtering and a tune on these glide frames that just kind of never prop washes. And like, but at the same time, like, there's kind of no reason not to push the vibration resistance. So, I mean, yeah, you are right. But yeah, we are at a point of sort of diminishing returns. But no, we're not. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say that the frames are good enough where we don't have to like lose our minds trying to do that, right? We can kind of go after the small gains and still have stuff that flies really well, which is it's a good problem to have. Look at that. It even comes with 2 extra arms because I love you guys so much. All right, so in the bag it goes. Bottom plate and the front plate. Camera plates and the top plate. This little fella. Oh, I can't believe I put these skinny neoprene foam pads on here, and now they're gone forever. That's okay. That's okay. They're going to a good home, I hope. And we got some battery strap action in there. And then, is there a little bag in here for the hardware? Or should I just throw the hardware? No, I can't just throw the hardware in there. Let me grab my bag of bags. I can probably fit it all in there. Okay. Standoffs. And arm bolts. And... oh wait, no, these are the arm bolts. These are the top plate bolts. Screws, rather. And standoff, that's going to go in there. And then these are the proprietary bolts. Screws, rather. And I think that is it. Yeah, that's all the things. There it is. Look at all that TPU you get with it, too. 2 session mounts. Hero 8 mount. How good that looks. There it is. over towards the closet. Out with the old, in with the new. Prototype 5, engage. Vespula says, I'm going to send you some stuff via email. Check your inbox this weekend. Sound good, brother? Much appreciated. I forgot a screw. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, I'm leaving that one. That's one of my titanium screws. That's the screw for the back of the GoPro. And there is actually an extra screw in the bag for that. But yeah, this is one. Plus, this is bent. It's actually pretty bent. I might actually just trash it. Whoever wins it can get their own damn titanium screw. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm gonna punch these stack mount screws up first and foremost here. And just get this going. Oh boy. So Kebab's been making his the tolerances on his holes a little bit tighter, and because of that you have to, like when you put the screw in the first time it threads into the carbon, and I like that because it keeps the hardware from backing out, but it just kind of annoys me to have to sit here and do this to every single one. And I already have a problem. I've already run into a problem, which is that this screw is now longer than the standoffs. So now I gotta take it all the way back out. Goat scream. Ed K says get a power screwdriver. Yeah, they have those $100 pid loop screwdrivers. I can't justify $100 on a screwdriver. That's just not something that I can spend $100 on. I gotta be an adult, focus on health insurance and shit like that, and getting a car and stuff like that. I have like a big ass power drill, but I'm power drills for me don't touch these quads. That's a really good way to strip stuff out and just jack things up. Okay, so this screw is definitely too long. Let's see how long it is. It is a 25, so shit. 22 is probably not going to be long enough. God damn it. I probably don't even have a 22. I probably only have a 20. That's another 25. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I don't have any 22s. Well, that is a problem. 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah. Maybe there are 22s in here. Please be a 22. Nope, it's a 20. Fuck. Well, I kind of have to use the 20s. I'm just going to have to really slam the stack. And the problems begin. Where FPV says, can't wait to get that frame. I just missed it when it sold out. I know my chance is coming. They would choose between 3 frames and make my choice. Cannot wait. Hell yeah, man. Well, this is going to be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this 30x30 flight controller and ESC slammed enough for this. There's a very real chance that I'm going to have to source M3x22 screws. Actually kind of surprised that I don't have any. The fact that I don't have any leads me to believe that they're hard to find. Let me dig a little deeper in here. What the hell is this? Is this a 20? No, this is an 18, isn't it? Yeah, it's an 18. Shit. What about this titanium screw? That's a 20. Damn. Well, let's throw these 20s in here and we'll drop the stack down and just kind of see where we're at. On the bright side, this will be quicker to screw these down through here since they're 5mm shorter. Double A says, do you ever have issues with standoffs not screwing in after putting the bolt through the carbon? Yeah, Double A, that's actually why I like these hex standoffs a lot. Come on, Mazutech, you jerk. There you go. So yeah, I use these hex standoffs so that I can put a little wrench on the standoff and crank the standoff down to make sure that it's pulling down tight. That's one of the issues with these screws that that thread into the carbon. So yeah, find you some hex standoffs. Ready-Made RC used to have them until I bought all of them. They put them on clearance, and I just cleared them out. I am going to be selling them on. I am going to be selling them on the Etsy store as soon as I get around to taking pictures and creating the listings and whatnot. But you can get them on like eBay. You can get them on Amazon probably. So you don't have to wait for me. Robert Davis says, "What's up? I thought I saw you today. Where? Where at? I was out and about today." BeatTube says, maybe use a washer or two to shorten the length sticking out. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that, BeatTube. There is space for it on the bottom here. But, I mean, you know about me with jankiness. If there's any way to not have to do something like that, I'll do it. So I'm going to see if I can make this work. Metal Dirtskin says, McMaster car has M3x22 socket head cap screws, $10 a pack for, wow, $10 for 100? Jesus. That's gnarly. Robert Davis says, in Pooler, Georgia, it wasn't you. I was in downtown Atlanta today for a little bit. Okay, one more, and then let the games begin. Slamming a stack onto, basically, I think this base plate is 2mm thick, so I've basically got 18mm worth of threaded screw here to put that stack on. So I should be able to do it. When I had it in the Moon Goat, I had it spaced out pretty good because there was plenty of room. My main worry, which we're about to take a look at, is whether or not this 30x30 ESC is going to hit these camera plates. So here goes nothing. There's a chance that, nah, I think we're good. Oh yeah, we're totally fine. Totally fine. Oh yeah. Oh, that's totally cool. Alright, so the front motor wires are way too long. Yeah, and then the rear motor wires are way too short. Yeah, so this ain't getting done tonight. No fucking way. I'm gonna have to redo all the motor wires. This is gonna be a bigger project than I thought. That's okay though. I mean, that's just everything. Am I okay with this? I wonder if I'm cool with this motor plug. That might actually kind of work. Battery back, and then right in there. So that might be fine. Throw that there. And then put the VTX on the left side. That should line up kind of fine. Yeah, okay. Looks like everybody's kind of long enough. Figure out somewhere interesting to put this. Maybe in between the arms. No, that's a good spot. Man, these motor wires took a fucking beating. Okay, so I'm actually going to leave it here. I'm going to figure out the stack spacing probably tomorrow. I'm just going to have to take all these motor wires. You know what I'll do is I'll put, I think I'll put race wires on here. I'm not going to use any of these spacers, which is totally fine. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna call it here for the night because this, I totally forgot that the motor wires are going to be completely the wrong length because this stack is sitting too far forward. But now that I look at it, I think that these 20mm standoffs should be okay. The stack is relatively slammed, and there's a pretty good gap between those two, so I think we'll be okay. I think these 20mm stack screws will be fine. I'm just gonna have to find the exact right spacers for the ESC to the flight controller. Remember how I was saying that I feel like AIOs are harder to live with and harder to work on? What I just did is the main reason. This is my flight controller with my VTX, with my receiver, and the camera plug. This is really nice to be able to take this and put it over here, and now I can just work with the ESC, the capacitor, and the motors. And then when I'm ready to go, I take this plug and I plug it into the flight controller. With an all-in-one, this build would be much more of a pain in the balls. So, yeah. Down with AIOs, burn in hell. I talk some smack. Oh, I almost forgot this. This needs to go in the move up bag. Let me do that now before I forget. And then we'll wrap this thing on up for the night. This has been your daily, that's right, I said daily, Patreon stream. I stream each and every day for my beautiful supporters over on Patreon. And I leave these streams public while I'm streaming. But if you want to get notifications when these streams go up, you got to join my Patreon, and that's going to cost you $3 whole a month. I promise it'll be worth it for you, though. 100%. There's not a single person that's joined Patreon that hasn't agreed with me on that. I don't know if that's true. Metal Dirtson sent me the link on those screws. Thank you, brother. Robert Davis sent me a message on Facebook Messenger. He had your car or one similar. I sent you the pics of it. Very cool. Beep Tube says, yeah, I hate adding stuff to solve problems like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. What it is. Robert Davis says, souped up Miata nitrous Cab all gutted, race seat 7 point. Oh my god. Oh, set up for rally. That's weird. People are doing that. It's strange. And then Ram Donko says, we'll share solution ASAP. Thank you and all. Hey, I made the camera a little bit darker. And let me offset that by doing that. But then I also do want to, let's see if I can bring the background down a little bit. Oh, I can't do it while OBS is running. That's fine. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, people. Here comes some random flying with some random poop. I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to finish this tomorrow. I don't know how to do the alliteration for tomorrow. Saturday? Saturday? I'll figure it out. Be good. Thanks for hanging out. Here's some flying. CiottiFPV.com if you want me to keep doing this. And next battery, 1.21 gigs. Maybe there's some good flying in here. Come on. Come on. Come on, computer. Come on, computer. Come on, computer. Come on, computer. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. Anna. And epidemic sound. And this. And this. Do I just sit on the ground here, or do I actually fly? There we go. See you guys tomorrow.